request the participants to mute your mics.
Vishwanathan sir, mute your mic.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Principal sir, you are muted.
Yeah, very good morning to all of you. Head of the department, Dr. Kalpana. Vice Principal, Dr. Ramanathan. And Head of the department, Dr. Chokanathan. And Dr. Jagadeesan, coordinator of this particular program, and his team. And entire CSE department for organizing this 1 week faculty development program through virtual mode. And I think we have got more response from the participants. I think 400 plus participants are interested to join for this particular workshop. The topic of this workshop is recent tools and techniques for data science and artificial intelligence. As all the faculty members knows, nowadays, the students are offering, majority of the students are joining for the advanced courses like artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, cyber security. So in that context, the faculty has to update their knowledge in the latest domains. So without acquiring knowledge in the latest technologies or domains, it's very, very difficult to teach for the students. So in that context, I request all the participants, maybe you can spend for 7 days. I think this particular FDP is very flexible. In such a way, they have designed this faculty program, that is morning 1.5 hour and maybe evening 1.5 hour. Comfortably, maybe you can work at your workplace, and only 1.5 hour maybe you can free, and you can attend this workshop. And even in the evening, so maybe after college hours, you can attend for this evening session. So in such a way they have designed. Even I think the participants, maybe you can look the experts from our MITs as well as NITs and even some of the universities from Chennai. So there are totally 7 days program. I hope definitely you'll enjoy all the sessions. And nowadays this COVID pandemic situation have given opportunity to conduct many programs, or maybe to attend online programs like faculty programs, seminars, conferences. Majority of the people are showing interest to participate through online. With these few words, I would like to thank the entire CSE department, faculty, for initiating this program for the benefit of the many faculty, those are working across the institutions. With these few words, once again, thank you, and I wish all the participants get benefited out of this. Thank you. Madam, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Principal, sir. Thank you for your motivational speech. Next, I request Dr. P. Ramanathan, Vice Principal Academics, to give inaugural speech. Please, sir.
Good morning to one and all present here. Is my voice audible, madam?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, respected Principal, sir. HOD of CSE Department, Dr. Kalpana, madam. HOD of AI Department, Dr. Chokanathan. Coordinator of this program, Dr. Jagadeesan and Muthukurunathan and Anandaraj. First of all, I congratulate the entire CSE team for coming forward to organizing the FDP program on recent trends and techniques in the evolving area of data science and artificial intelligence. I see many participants are attending, and as Principal Sir was suggesting, CSE is a completely evolving branch. It is the duty of the faculty to update their knowledge and skills so that it will be useful to transfer the same knowledge to the students in the classroom. So we need to get updated. So I request all the participants to utilize this forum to gain the knowledge from the experts who are going to interact with you during the course of the program. And I once again thank all the organizers and the Department of CSE for providing me an opportunity to interact with you this morning. Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, VP sir, for your inspirable speech. Now I request our session chair, Dr. Chakanathan, HOD of AI and Data Science. I request Dr. Chakanathan sir to start his session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Yeah, my screen is visible, ma'am.
And your voice is also audible, sir. You can start.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good morning to one and all. Good morning to our principal sir, vice principal sir, head of the department, CSC department, and all the faculty colleagues. A very warm good morning to one and all. And I would like to thank this entire organizing team for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my view on this fundamentals of AI tools and techniques. So with the small introduction, I would like to enter into this presentation. So today we are going to discuss about the topic about the fundamentals of artificial intelligence, and also what are the important tools, techniques, or maybe a framework, the basic and the most important frameworks which are used in the industry. Those things I'd like to share with you. So let us start with this introduction to artificial intelligence. And basically we know that we all come across the artificial intelligence, the what is the evolving, the emerging technology, what is the need of this AI, and we want to create a mission which replicates the capabilities of human being. Whatever the human being can do, can think, the same way we'd like to replicate, and we want to incorporate this knowledge into a mission. That is what our main objective. So here, starting from the small, very small component, like it may be a part of this self-driving car, and as well as many smart assistants, and like Siri, Alexa, all these are all some of the smart assistants which are working based on this AI. So the objective is, by using this AI technology, we want to create such a kind of smart components by using this AI technology. And we know that this is a growing part of everyday life. This AI is in every part of our life is taking care. It may be in the form of product, or maybe in the form of service. We know that there are many companies throughout the world. Already they are 60% of the companies, they are adopting this AI technology in the various forms, and still the remaining companies, the remaining percentage also they are working towards, and they wanted to completely they want to implement these idea, those organizations also. So just I would like to say about Siri and as well as Alexa, and these two technologies, as I told you, they are working based on this artificial intelligence technology. And Siri like speech interpretation and recognition interface. So what is the main purpose of this thing? We can make use of this tool or this technology for making a call, sending a text messages, and shuffling of the playlist. When you are going to play audio or video, then you can audio list, we can shuffle them, and you can request this application for reading your email, and you can set an alarm, and also you can set some directions like some event calendars. We can we can request these applications for guiding us. And Alexa artificial language experimental assistant in it, again it is like Siri. And the thing is, the advancement of this Alexa is it can also control the smart devices which are there in your surroundings. And as usual, again, what are all the tasks we can do with this Alexa and Siri, and the same thing, same task we can do with this Alexa also, including controlling this smart devices nearby you. So it's a brief history of artificial intelligence. This term was coined by John McCarthy in the year of 1956, and later Checky was the first general-purpose mobile robot built in the year of 1969. In 1997, a supercomputer called Deep Blue, it was designed for which can play a chess and against the champion, and also it won the championship. And in 2002, the first commercially successful robotic vacuum cleaner was introduced. And later, since 2005 up to date, 2022, there are a lot of changes, a lot of updations based on this artificial intelligence technology, like speech recognition, robotic process automation, dancing robots, smart homes, and still many more things are yet to come. Then what is exactly the artificial intelligence? It's a wide range of the part of the computer science and engineering or computer science, and where we can build smart machines, and all these machines can perform a task which is exactly similar or mimicking the human activity. Whatever the human can do, whatever the human can think, those things can be done by these machines. So such a way we are imposing or we are developing a technology so that a machine can mimic like a human being. That is our objective. So how does artificial intelligence work? Basically, the important question: can machines think? So this question was raised by Alan Turing. So this is the very basic and fundamental idea behind this: how the technology was introduced, was developed, etc. Then later in 1950, there was a research paper published on the title "Computing Machinery and Intelligence." So this paper is completely based on the vision, the fundamental vision, goal and vision of the AI. And basically this AI works for the large amount of how to combine the large amount of data, how to extract the data, how to analyze based on a particular concept, particular theme, how to analyze and how to bring some solution or how to make some decisions. So the large volume of data can be iteratively processed using some intelligent algorithms, and also we are allowing this, whatever the technology we are talking about, this technology is allowing the system to learn automatically, and whatever the data we are going to give, maybe you can consider it as a sample data, and from this input data training data, they are learning, they are getting the patterns and futures, and based on these patterns and futures, they are going to predict the future data, or they are going to predict something from the test data. Then what is the exact definition for this artificial intelligence? There are many definitions are there. There are so many experts are there, they are working on this AI technology. And I would like to take two important definitions. One is AI is an interdisciplinary science with multiple approaches, but advancements in machine learning and deep learning are creating a paradigm shift in virtually every sector of the tech industry. So basically, it is interdisciplinary science. All the now today, this AI is we cannot see it as a separate domain. This AI is integrated with all the existing new latest technologies. It may be IoT, it may be blockchain technology, machine learning. Everything they are incorporated with this AI technology, and particularly the machine learning and deep learning. We know that AI is, and these are all associating component. AI is the major domain, and machine learning and deep learning, they are the subset of this AI. So they are creating a paradigm shift, not only in one sector, in every sector, and slowly they are adapting this technology for shifting their patterns. And another definition is a very good definition, is the study of agents that receive percepts from the environment and perform actions. So exactly as I told you, we are going to give some based on the training data. It is observing that what are the things are there in and around, and based on this, and it will act, and it will test the incoming test data, and then producing the results. For example, like speech recognition, object detection, solve problem and learn from the given data, plan an approach for future tasks to be done. So these are all some of the mostly used AI-based applications in a real world. For example, the smart home. So in the smart home, if you are going to consider this picture, there are so many activities are there. Like the home appliances are voice control. What are all the home appliances? They can be controlled by your voice. Sensor adjust lights and air coolers according to the climate. So automatically, the sensors are going to. So it is a pre-programmed one. They are going to work according to the condition, the preconditions. Security system can detect movement outside and warn the residents. This is also one of the activity with respect to the smart home. All the appliances are interconnected to each other. So whatever the appliances are there inside the home, they are interconnected. They can detect vehicles in the driveway and let the owner know. So during this driving, they will in and around in the surroundings, they will observe the things, and that will be informed to the owner. The home appliances can be controlled remotely through the phone. So not only your voice, and from remote location also we'll be able to control our home appliances. So these are all the various activities, and these are all facilitated with the help of the artificial intelligence technology. Then what are the types of artificial intelligence? And basically this artificial intelligence, they are divided into 4 different categories based on the type and based on the complexity and whatever the task we are going to give, whatever the data we are going to handle, type of the data. Based on that, there are 4 basic categories are there. For example, spam filtering. So whenever we are going to, our inbox is filled with a lot of mails, and what are the mails, important mails can we go through, and what are the mails are related to spam. So this exactly it is identified using some keywords, using some features, and automatically they are going to be sent, they are going to be dealt in as a different folder. And also they are perceiving the thoughts and emotions. They are perceiving the thoughts and emotions of the people, the human being in and around. So they are not only dealing with this component, they are not only dealing with any particular things, and also they are dealing with the thoughts and emotions of a human being. That is what we should understand. And what are the four different categories? One is reactive machines. Here, these machines, they are going to observe the human activity or whatever the task we are going to instruct, and accordingly they are going to react to the world. But here the things are very restricted, because whatever the purpose for what we are going to train the machine for, only those things they are going to react. The second one is a limited memory, and here they are going to store, they will be having some limited amount of memory location. There they are going to store the past data, and based on the past data they are going to do some prediction process. What will be the next action, what will be the next task. So they will predict the next step, the future events. Then the third category is theory of mind. So here they are able to make some decisions based on the perceptions and perceptions of nothing but the others feeling, and as well as the emotions or reactions. Based on that, they are going to make some fine decisions in a theory of mind. Then the next category is self-awareness. So here they are able to operate with a human level consciousness and understand its own existence. So typically like a human being. So based on the condition, based on the situation, they will consciously, they will understand the reality. So these are the four major categories. And beyond that, these generally, this artificial intelligence is categorized into two categories. One is based on the capability, and another one is based on the functionality. So whatever the above four set categories are based on the functionality, how they are going to function, how this technology is going to be operated. And based on the capability, again we have three different categories are there. One is a narrow artificial intelligence. Also we can call it as a weak artificial intelligence. And here this is simply, if you want to say, is focusing on a single task. So completely that based on a single task, the machine will be trained, and that particular task will be, it's a limitation. There is a limitation. There is a constraint. Only that particular task will be executed by this narrow AI, artificial intelligence, or we can say it is a weak AI. Why we are calling it as weak? It is not a broader sense. It is a very narrow-minded, and it can be operated or focusing only one task. On that task, it will be trained. Then second one is artificial general intelligence. You can call it as a strong AI. It is like the broad sense. It is like the next generation of AI, and here it can apply in its own. It can apply some of the techniques, some of the procedures, and it will resolve the problems. If you have any issue, and based on the condition, based on the problem condition, it will apply its own knowledge on that particular environment. And the third one is, third category is artificial super intelligence. It is a software-based system with intellectual power. That is, it will think beyond, it will do beyond the human capability. The many organizations are working on this artificial super intelligence, and it is not fully achieved one. Still, they are working on this super intelligence. So these are the three, that is based on the capabilities of artificial intelligence, the technology. These are the three another categories. In short, what we can say, the narrow artificial intelligence, we can say that it specializes in one area and solves the problem in that particular area. Whereas general intelligence, it is smart like a human being, so it can think and it can resolve some of the real-time issues. And the supercomputer, it is a more intellectual, it is a more than the human brain. Then why this artificial intelligence is important? One is the automation. Artificial intelligence is used for the major use to automate many tasks, many services, many products. AI automates the repetitive learning and discovery through the data. So continuously learning through the iteration process, learning and learning from the training data, and it is discovering through the data, and it is bringing out the lot of facts from the data. And most important thing is it is reliable and there is no fatigue. Reliable, that means completely we can depend on this when we are going to implement for a specific task, and there is no confusion, there is no issue, because still the human being, they are in many conditions they have some issues, and those things can be resolved by using this AI technology, and also adding the intelligence to the existing product. Whatever the products are there, when you are going to impose this AI technology, obviously they are going to be, they are improving the performance, they are improving the capabilities of the product, existing product. For example, you can do some automation, conversation platforms, bots, and smart machines, and where we can combine the large amount of data, and we can improve the many technologies with the help of this AI. And also, when you are talking about the smart home, there we can implement the range, specific range of security intelligence. We can use some, we can activate some smart cams, and these will help to protect that particular house, the smart home, that will be protected by this AI technology. AI adapts through progressive learning algorithms. There are so many algorithms are there.
Yeah.
You may think that whether these algorithms are related to machine learning or deep learning, but still we know that this RT AI is all this machine learning and deep learning, they are the subset of AI. So we can understand that they are part of the AI also. So whatever the progressive learning algorithms are there, they can find the structures and regularities, and they teach themselves. They teach themselves, and many times they are used for recommending the system also, recommending a new product, recommending the new idea, recommending the thoughts. AI analyzes more and deeper data, and using the neural network concept, and also can be used for building a fraud detection system. And this, the changes, the incredible computer power and big data, they can be used, or they can be insisting these concepts, and there the AI is supporting a lot.
The left side இருக்கிறது.
With the help of this deep learning or the help of the machine learning, it is supporting all these concepts. And AI achieves incredible accuracy through the deep neural networks. So they are also, we can acquire the maximum accuracy by using this AI technology. And again, as we discussed, like Alexa, Siri, Google, there are so many components are there which are working based on this, the AI technology. The main thing is we can get a more accuracy. Suppose when you are going to use this AI concept or product and services in the medical field, exactly you can point out. It will recognize the cancer point, maybe whatever the images are captured from those images, it will exactly pinpoint the cancer points, which part, which position, which organ is exactly affected by the cancer. So that is also one of the important feature of this AI. And AI gets the most out of data because the algorithms, whatever the algorithms we are using, they are the self-learning one. And this is one of the most important asset of this AI technology. So we can apply this AI technology for finding the best data from the huge volume of data, because we know that today we are living with a huge volume of information, huge volume of data. From them, we can pick the best data. Always we know that the industry, when we are going to consider this competitive industry, we need a best data, and always the best data is going to win. So there, this AI is supporting us. Then what are the things are making this AI technology as a very useful one? There are so many critical benefits are there with this AI technology, and specifically automation. So repetitively, they are going to analyze the data and what it is doing, what it has happened in the previous case, and based on that, they are going to define the forthcoming task. Then enhancement, AI can make products and services smarter. Whatever the services, products are where we are implementing, when we are implementing this AI, we can get more effective, and we can improve the experiences of the end user. It may be a product based or it may be a service based. We can improve the experiences of the end user. For example, like optimization conversation bots or customer service menus and delivering a better product recommendations. So these are all the different activities where we can improve the capability of the product or the service. Next to the analysis. Since the AI is working with a huge volume of data and the different latest technologies, the processing speed will be very fast, and it can handle, obviously, can analyze much larger amount of data set, and also it is uncovering the patterns human will simply miss. When it is going to be dealt by a human being, they may miss something, but when we are going to use this technology for analyzing data or a huge volume of data set, exactly they are going to be, the patterns are going to be uncovered. The next two important point is accuracy. We are more accurate than the human being, and so that they can make better decisions from the given set of data. The last one is the return of investment, because since we are operating this technology with the product or with the service in a different business domains. So all these business domains are relying, or since it is a reliable one, this technology, they are depending on this data process, so that they can make it the best, the benefit out of this, the particular business activity. So these are all some of the core idea or core technology concepts why we go for this AI, artificial intelligence, with the product and services. And also AI requirements, there are three important components are there, because when you want to go with this, when you want to adapt this artificial intelligence technology, we need three important components. One is the computational system, data and data management, advanced AI algorithms. So computation system, basically it is a subset of artificial intelligence. There are two types of computational system. One is a hard, another one is a soft. Normally there are two different, because if you are going to industry, as we discussed, they are maybe based on the product or based on the service. So what type of computation operation we are going to process, whether it is based on the hard computing or it is a soft computing. So both are going to be supported by this AI. Next, data and data management. Here, the data management and AI both are synergistic. They are integrated one. Because since we are handling the huge volume of data, and when you are going to embed this, when you are going to combine these two technologies, this is the data management process and as well as AI technology, it improves the database query accuracy, performance, and also to optimize the system resources. Because when we are today we are dealing with a huge volume of components, including it may be a data or it may be a process, anything. So in that time, these activities, the outlying performance can be improved, and also all these activities, they are going to be optimized, and the system resources also optimized, because there may be a limited number of resources and a huge number of process and activities, so we can optimize the resources. And next one is a advanced AI algorithm. What are the important advanced AI algorithms? Basically, there are three different categories. One is the classification, regression, and third one is a clustering. Basically, the classification, they are dividing the objects, subjects into different classes. Suppose you are giving a set of data, and these set of data, they are going to be classified. And they are predicting from the overall group, they are predicting the data and they are classifying them into the different groups like A, B, C, or number of groups. How many number of groups can be? So these groups will be identified. They are going to be divided. For example, one of the best example is the emails. Emails, whether the mails are spam or not. They are classified, and accordingly they are going to be placed in a particular folder. And what are some of the algorithms? Like a naive-based, decision tree, random forest. These are all working based on this classification concept. And the second one is regression. This is a very well-known supervised. Here, this regression, there are different types of regression. Regressions are there. And basically, these regressions, what they are going to do, they are going to predict the output values based on the input points. Whatever the input point, the data set or the process, what we are going to do, based on the input data set, they are predicting the output values. For example, predicting the stock market price. So we can give for the last 1 month, for the last 6 months, what is the sale, what is the market price, how it is, what is the growth of this particular strategy, market strategy analysis, predicting weather. So these are all the important the application area where we can use this regression concept. And here the example, the algorithms like a linear, lasso regression, logistic regression. And these are all some of the algorithms which are coming under this regression category. And the third one is clustering. It's a process of segregation and organizing the data points into groups. So how the groups are going to be made based on the similarity within the members, within the data, within the objects. What is the similarity? And based on the similarity, they are going to be grouped into different clusters. For example, when we are talking about the transaction, and these transactions, they will be categorized into whether they are the genuine transaction or fraudulent nature, based on some property. If it is a fraudulent transaction, then they have some attributes, they have some characteristics. So based on these characters, they are going to be clubbed, they are going to be clustered under the particular category. For example, the algorithms like a K-means algorithm, expectation maximization algorithm, these are working based on this clustering concept. So you may get one question: why these algorithms they are related to like machine learning algorithm, deep learning algorithm? How we are and why we are discussing them with this advanced AI algorithm? Because as I told you, these concepts are a subset of artificial. Because the artificial intelligence, intelligence is a major domain, and inside this, the machine learning, deep learning, and again this deep learning, there is what kind of, whether it is a general AI or narrow or super. All these are a subset of artificial intelligence. That is why these algorithms are they are called as advanced AI algorithms. Next, we are coming to the artificial intelligence tools. These tools, they are basically these tools are they are supporting this technology. How to implement the technology? So there we need some concept, we need some product, we need some service. So through the product, through the service, we are going to implement this artificial intelligence concept. So in general, it is a simulation of human intelligence process by machine, particularly we can say the system, computer based computer system, laptop or desktop, anything. So it is basically a simulation of human intelligence. Whatever the human can do, whatever the human can think, so we are going to simulate. A machine is going to do this. The machine is going to do all these things. There are many specific applications are there based on this AI technology, like expert system, natural language processing, NLP, speech recognition, and machine vision, or you can say computer vision. So these are all the some of the applications where exactly this artificial intelligence is working or is supporting. So what is the use of this? Why we need to know about this AI tool? So we can, when you have a huge volume of data set, from this huge volume of data set, we are doing some activity, we are making some decision, and we can get some insight about the data, what the data set is really, what kind of information we are going to get from the data. So it will give a insight about the particular data, and as well as we can make some fine decisions. So that is the use of this AI tools, the main objective of AI tools. Basically, these artificial intelligence tools, techniques, or sometimes we may call it as frameworks. These tools and techniques, frameworks, they are facilitating, or this AI tool or artificial intelligence technology technique. It is facilitated the processing of large amount of data, and which are used in the industry. So today, all the industry they are handling huge volume of data, and these data they are going to be processed, and that will be facilitated with the help of these AI tools. There are so many tools and techniques are available, and the data scientists, according to their needs, according to the domain, they are using this. They are making use of these tools. Obviously, today with the help of this, the huge requirement of this technology, AI and machine learning, the growth of AI and machine learning is completely, it is a entering in, it is occupying the complete industry. Anyway, we are not going to consider all the tools and techniques, because whatever the tools and techniques we have listed here, these are also restricted ones. There are still many many more tools and techniques are available. But anyway, we are going to discuss, we want to, from the list of components, we'd like to discuss few tools and what is about, why they are used, how they are used in the industry. So the first one is a scikit-learn. Also, they are calling it as a sklearn, and is one of the most well-known ML libraries. It underpins many administered and unsupervised learning calculations, particularly for mathematical calculation point of view. We are using this scikit-learn library. Precedents incorporate direct and calculate relapses, choice tree, bunching, K implies, etc. So it is the main objective is the calculation, numerical calculation, and also it is the most useful and robust library for machine learning in Python. So in machine learning concepts and using this Python programming language, we are implementing this sklearn or scikit-learn. Particularly, it provides a selection of efficient tools for machine learning. So when we want to use this machine learning concept, so what kind of tool, how these tools are efficient? The statistical modeling, including the classification, regression, clustering, and dimensionality reduction. So these are all the different areas where we can make use of this scikit-learn. And when you want to impose this machine learning concept. And this scikit-learn, it expands on two essential libraries of Python. One is a NumPy, another one is a SciPy. It includes a lot of calculations for a regular A and data mining assignments, including the different tasks like a bunching, relapses, and ordering. And also there is a need for changing information, the future determination, and ensemble techniques can be executed in a couple of lines. Within a very short coding, we can do some wonderful things. For fledgling in ML, scikit-learn is a more than adequate instrument to work with until we begin actualizing the progressively complex calculation. So these are all some of the important features of the scikit-learn tool. And the next one is the TensorFlow. So the main objective of this TensorFlow is for creating the data flow graphs, structures, so that by seeing this data flow graphs as well as structures, we'll come to know how the data moves through the graph, how the series of actions, how the series of processing nodes, they are moving from one place to another place, what is the logic behind that. So here each node in the graph represents a mathematical operation. So the operation and the output, what they are going to, and each connection or edge between nodes is a multi-dimensional data array or a tensor, and particularly this TensorFlow is providing a better visualization. Even the simple example, you can see that how the data is flowing and what is the final decision is going to be made. So the simple image is representing that. It is visually representing as giving an explanation about the concept. And also it allows the developers to debug better and as well as we can track the training process, because if we, when we are going to implement this TensorFlow concept, suppose for a training process, we can track what is going on, the overall training activity, and when it is started, how it is scheduled, what the things, the currently what the things are happening, so we can track them. And the next one is PyTorch. Basically, what is a PyTorch? It is an open source machine learning library. It is one of the machine learning library, and developed for Facebook, and particularly for artificial intelligence research labs. And also by using this PyTorch, we can realize the power of graphics processing unit.
ఫేస్బుక్ ఏ రీసెర్చ్ ల్యాబ్ కోసం తయారు చేసింది, వాళ్ళు తయారు చేసింది మెషిన్ లెర్నింగ్ లైబ్రరీ. ఓకే, జీపీయూస్ వాళ్ళ సర్వర్స్ రన్ అవుతారు. ఇప్పుడు దాని గురించి చెప్తున్నాడు, పైటార్చ్ అంటే ఏంటి, జస్ట్ ఒక 5 పాయింట్స్.
The audience can mute your mic, please. So it leverages the power of GPU. That means we can realize the graphics power, graphics processing unit. We can clearly we can realize the power by using this PyTorch, and automatic computation of gradients, the slope calculation. We talk about regression concepts. Automatically, the slopes can be calculated, and from those slopes, the decisions are going to be made. Makes it easier to test and develop new ideas. So this is what the basic idea behind the PyTorch. What it is, why it is, and for what we are using this PyTorch concept. And basically, this PyTorch concept is used, tool is used in tensor computations, automatic differentiation, and accelerating the GPU. Because in many researchers, when they are going to use Python or programming language, the data scientists and researchers, they want the accuracy, they want insight into the data, a complete clear picture about the data. And also these researchers, they want deep learning algorithms inside this Python ecosystem, because in Python ecosystem there are each and every tool, there are more number of set of tools are available. So for this ecosystem, they can get the support from this PyTorch. And moreover, this PyTorch is resolving the problems which are faced, or the researchers, when they are using the Keras and when they are using TensorFlow, they have some problem, they have some issue. And particularly when we are using these Keras, they are not supporting the low level functions. There, these PyTorch can be used. And sometimes the customization according to the need of a researcher or data scientist, they need some customization. So those things may not be supported by the Keras to the expected level. There, they can make use of this PyTorch library, and they can create their own structure comfortably. So why we need, again, what is the need of this PyTorch? It is a Pythonic concise, close to Python conventions, and it is strongly supporting its GPU. Auto-grade automatic differentiation. Many algorithms and components are already implemented with the help of this, or they are making use of this PyTorch. And also it is similar to NumPy, used for which is used for numerical calculation in Python. Now simply we can go through that. There is a computation graph. So this graph, the way how it was, what is the core concept behind this computation graph? So when you use NumPy, so what will be the amount of code we are going to, when you are using TensorFlow, and the same graph, it is created with the, that is the efficiency of this PyTorch. The slide is showing the efficiency of the PyTorch. When you use NumPy, so what is the amount of code you required? When you are using TensorFlow, then what is the amount of code you. For the same concept, when you are going to use a PyTorch, then what is the amount of the efficiency or effort we need to take? So we can understand, we can realize the efficiency of this PyTorch. The next one is the Keras. So it is also a part of our the deep learning library concept. High level neural network application programming interface, which is written in Python and which is run on the top of TensorFlow, CNTK, and Tino. So we can see the picture. So where the Keras application programming interface specification. So it is working. It is placed on top of a TensorFlow workflow and Tino Keras. So they are supporting in a basic level. So they are supporting, and both are vice versa. They are going to integrate. They are interacting with each other. And these are the different layers which are working mainly for this Keras. Input, dense, the conventional 2D and max bound, flatten, dropout. So these are all the important layers, because when you are going to derive a particular architecture or derive a particular solution, so that when you work based on this Keras, that case they have to incorporate all these different layers to bring the solution. Next one is Tino, is a Python library for a numerical, fast numerical calculation, and also it can be run with the CPU and as well as the GPU. So what we can do with this Tino, this tool, we can define, we can optimize, and as well as we can evaluate mathematical expressions, and especially which are used for machine learning concepts. So all kind of, even though we can operate with the general numerical calculation, numerical computation, specifically it is used for defining optimization, evaluation of mathematical calculations in machine learning concepts. And also it is a foundational library for deep learning in Python. So we can use it directly to create deep learning models, or we can use some wrapper libraries, because they can be used for creating some other libraries, and those libraries also can support or we can make use of those wrapper libraries also for simplifying many processes in deep learning concept. And these are all the functions. They are defined from step 0 through step 4. So first you need to declare that, you have to define the input variable, define the output variable, declare the functions, what the function we are going to use it from this Tino library, and use the function. So it is like a sequence of steps when you want to use this Tino library and their functions. So these are all the basic steps. We have to declare, we have to define what are the input variables, what are the output variables we want to get, what are the functions, define the function and use the functions. The next tool or the framework is CAFE, and basically it is a end-to-end deep learning framework. And here, so this tool is having a, there is a flow, there is a procedure. So starting from the prototype, then we have to train the data, then we are going to deploy it by using the high performance computers, and then we are going to embed this. These tools they are the parallel things. One is a deployment and as well as embed, because whether we are going to deploy it for high performance computing or we are going to embed this concept in chip level programming, and again in turn these chip level chips are going to operate the particular device. So basically it is a end-to-end the deep learning framework, and I think we know about this deep learning concept, and it is going to work based on the different layers. So it is a basic flow to be adapted when we want to use this CAFE tool, a CAFE framework. And these are the some of the features. How this CAFE feature or CAFE tool framework, they are used for processing the data and they are used for managing the data. One is data ingest format. There are different databases. These databases, how they are going to be managed, and there are different pre-processing tools are available. So these pre-processing tools are going to be used for a different purpose. For creating a different images or creating different data sets or shuffling of data sets, database. Then data transformation. The data transformation is we want to convert the information from one form into another. So image cropping, resizing the image, scaling and mirroring, then mean subtraction. So by using these different activities, we want to transfer the data from one form into another form. So these are all some of the features of this CAFE. And the next one is MaxNet. And again, it is also one of the important framework in the deep learning. And this framework can be used for the deep learning applications. It's a scalable. So these are all the reasons why we are going for this MXNet and how efficient is MXNet for using in a deep learning framework. So scalable, debuggable, flexible, optimized libraries, 7 front-end languages can support, and the portability of this framework. So these are all the fundamental, the basic features of this MXNet and why we are using in a deep learning framework. And also this MXNet is supporting multi-languages. We are Python, Java, Perl, C++, all these languages can be, we can use the different languages for implementing this MXNet framework. And also the ecosystem, like the ecosystem which is related to it may be related to computer vision, natural language processing, TensorFlow, Model Zoo. Basically, these ecosystem they are telling us. So, what are all the different domains or different applications or different components where we can make use of this MXNet component, MXNet framework. Next one is, what are the different domains this artificial, because since we know that the first slide itself we told that this artificial intelligence is working with the different latest technologies. What are all the different domains we can, for example, if we take machine learning, the supervised, unsupervised reinforcement, all these areas can be supported by this tools and a framework or technique. It may be supervised learning, or it may be a unsupervised, or it may be a reinforcement learning. Everywhere we can make use of this. And with respect to natural language processing, NLP, it may be a text related activity process or a speech related process. We can make use of these tools. We can make use of this technology. Then the knowledge representation and reasoning. So there also we can make use of this AI for logic and probability theory, and ontologies, and automated planning, so planning as well as the scheduling. And with respect to intelligent robots, whether they are the software assistant, purely they are based on the software instructions, whether they are robots are going to work, or physical motion and manipulations. And with respect to machine perception, machine touch, computer audition, computer vision. So these are all the different domains where exactly this AI is fit into, and they are and we can realize the real efficiency of this AI technology. Then, even though there are a lot of applications, a lot of tools that are supporting this real world AI, there are a lot of challenges equally. The first one is the determining the right data set. So first we need to, when you want to implement this with any kind of activity, like in the domains, what are the various domains we discussed about. So with these domains, if you want to use the data, first we need to get the quality data, because always we told that the quality data will win in a industry competency. So data quality and availability. So the availability also, that the data quality is there, and the same time the availability of the data whenever and wherever we need the data, so we have to get the data. And our necessities for the AI capabilities. If you want to realize the capability of AI, real capability, so we must have the quality, and as well as we must consider the availability of the data. So we have to use the right data set, and it should be a trusted one, and relevant data that are clean, accessible, and well governed, as well as secure. The second issue is related to the challenges related to bias problem. This is quality of AI system. And this quality of AI system depends on the data they are trained on. So the good data always, they are going to provide the good service. So there is no doubt. If the good data are lacking, then companies face the numerous AI implementation challenges. So that those things are called generally they are the problem creators. If you are not having the quality data, if you are not having the good set of data, then obviously we are going to, they are giving the chances for creating a lot of anomalies in the industry activities. And the third one is the data security and storage. So most of the applications where we are using, why we are using, because the availability, the huge volume of data set we are handling, and we are training them for making some decision, for deriving some outputs. So when we want to, if we want to get some good business opportunities, or if you want to make some good business decisions, so obviously we have to get large volume of data. We have to get a huge volume of data, because from the suppose for 1 lakh of data set, we cannot take a sample for hundreds. So we need to take it in 1,000. And also it is creating the data storage is the challenge, because since we are going to handle the huge volume of data, then the next question is how the storage about. And the next about when we are going to store the data, what about the security? So they are also come into picture. The next important thing is infrastructure to provide the artificial intelligence based solution. So we have to provide the better infrastructure, maybe configuration level, or maybe in terms of internet access speed. So when all these things can be achieved, when the system or when the AI technology is implemented in a suitable infrastructure, then it is possible. Then only we can get the proper environment to execute the particular task. So if you want to get the premium processing capabilities of this AI technology in a specific field, we need a proper infrastructure. The next one is AI integration. The integration challenges. So how we are going to integrate? So what is it? Because we cannot go for the new one. Already a system is existing. With that system, how I am going to integrate this? How efficiently I am going to integrate this AI into the existing one? So that is a very important challenge. So it needs a lot of solution providers. So provide a solution provider, that means you are already having enough experience and expertise in the particular domain in this integration process. So those experts and those are the expertise we need for integrating the technology with the existing system, because creating a new one is somewhat different. But when we are going to integrate this technology with the existing one, then definitely we need a more experience and more expertise in the particular domain. Then the computation, obviously, the information technology industry encounters many challenges. They need to update constantly, because any industry, if you are going to say that consistently, and we cannot confirmly cannot say that they are fulfilling the computation speed. But every organization, they are trying to achieve this computation speed, even though they are using the huge volume of data. So computation speed is also one of the biggest challenge, and the skill set and required skill set. So as we discussed in the previous point, so when we want to incorporate this AI technology with this existing system, definitely we need expert and as well as expertise in the domain. So here also we need a skill set people who are trained people with the proper skill set and expertise for the implementation of artificial intelligence implementation and as well as a deployment. So these are all the very frequently notified challenges. So when you talk about this artificial intelligence, just like to summarize the determining the right data set. So data quality is more important, and bias problem. If there is no proper good data, then obviously the company, they are going to face the issues. Data security and storage, since we are operating with a huge volume of data, how this security about where we are going to store, even we are able to store the data, then what about the security? Then the infrastructure about what is the infrastructure, whether we have enough infrastructure for handling this, for implementing this AI technology and integration, where we are going to, or when we are going to implement this AI with the existing system, we need a proper experience and expertise. Computation speed, all the industries are trying to get this computation speed and as well as a skill set. Then the expensive and rare, because by considering all the previous factors, obviously it is more expensive and is also very rare to see everywhere. Then explainability, it's a human nature to trust only things that are easily understood. So what is the explainability means? By seeing the system or without the third party help, the system itself should guide you. The system itself should guide us. So such a way the system, the AI should be implemented for any kind of action in the particular organization. So one of the critical AI implementation challenges is the unknown nature of how deep learning models and a set of inputs can predict the output and formulate a solution for a problem. How they are going to. So this explainability is also one of the biggest challenge. The system is how it is explaining the scenario, how easily, how efficiently it is explaining the scenario, so that the end users can understand that in a simple way. So these are all even though the artificial intelligence technology is implemented with the different domains, is incorporated with the different technologies, still it's having its own challenges. And the future of artificial intelligence. So we are coming to the end of the session. So future of artificial intelligence, like in the future, what are where we are going to see, where it will be placed. Automated transportation will become a common thing in the future. It will be now there are many organizations that are trying it, and here and there very few machines are created with the automated transportation facility. Now in future definitely be a very common one, and human will be able to augment themselves with the robots, so they can easily they can interact, they can combine themselves with the robot. There will be a more numbers of smart cities, as like a vehicle, like a phones, like home appliances. We'll get more number of smart cities in the future, near future. The home robots will help elderly people with their day-to-day work, because we know that there are simple devices are coming today, and these devices are supporting the elderly people whenever there is a need. The same way in future, there are the home robots. They are going to help. They are going to support the elderly people and with their day-to-day activity. And robots will take over hazardous jobs like bomb using, welding, etc. So wherever you feel that the human beings are feeling a difficulty, in those places can be very simply they are going to be replaced with the robots. So there is no doubt in this. With this, I would like to conclude the session. Thank you for your patience. Thanks for the opportunity. Once again, I thank this organization and the organizing committee for giving me this wonderful opportunity for sharing my views with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
So thank you, sir.
Dear participants, do you have any query? Please ask the research persons. Dear participants, please ask your queries to participant. Raise your hands. We enable your unmute your mic. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sukana, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. So dear participant, so today feedback link posted in the chat box. Please fill in the feedback form and submit to today. And the evening section will be started 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So thank you very much. Once fill the feedback, then leave from the room. Kumar, sir. The link one time to post it, sir.
Link posted again, sir.
Okay.
சேலம் மாவட்ட அரசு பள்ளியில் படிக்கும் மாணவர்கள்
Okay, sir. Recording to stop. Stop the recording, sir.
Okay, sir.